So, Terry, question right there, because did you come to it that quickly where your good friend says, "Hey, you need to do this for yourself. That's the way for this." Did that make sense to you in that moment, or was that an evolution? Because for a
I,
lot
I
of
was-
folks,
yeah, I was gonna
they're
say that too.
like, yeah, they're like, wait, yeah, I don't know about this get thing for myself. I'm going to do it to save the family. What was it like for you?
No, that came later.
Okay.
No, no, that came after therapy, that revelation.
Can I?
Because
Oh,
all
sorry.
I
Go ahead.
wanted was my family back at the
Right,
time.
right, right.
Yeah, I was going to follow up on that because there's something about, and if this is too personal, let me know. But where it sounded like from what you said, you were open at that point. Like I think sounds like there was a part of you that said, I'm tired, whether you're aware of it or not. I'm tired of holding this. There's programs saying we're only as sick as our secrets, and it felt like it's a sickness for self, it's a sickness for the relationship. It sounds like you were honest with her. Did you? That's not the typical story. A lot of times people share partial truths, or they, drip some stuff, or they don't share it. Were you at that point open to being fully honest, or was there kind of was that a journey too?
No, it was a partial truth because I kind of gave her a big glossy like overall, but disclosure came later,
Mm-hmm.
where you had to go into exactly what went down and what happened and this kind of thing. So believe me, it was a process, man. And I, but see, this is another thing too. I started to see firsthand how my behavior damaged her, you know, for the first time. It was like, oh my God, it was like shooting her. That's the only way I can really describe it because she was so full of love for me. And to be this person, for her to find out that I had this whole secret life, she was just like, I remember, I mean, what's wild is, even over the course of the next couple of weeks, like she was like, what you would say, someone who was in war where
Traumatized.
traumatized,
Or
like
veteran. Yeah, like
yeah, where they're
emotional
just
failure.
staring into space and she,
Shock.
she
Hmm.
couldn't function,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
it was almost like she got knocked out and just was still in a daze. And my kids were like having to do things on their own and everything because she just was in a robe for 2 weeks straight and just was like, I don't understand what is happening. And I was like, oh my God, like I
Mhm.
did this.
I love, I want to go back to something you said about your wife, where when you told her about, but it was 10 years ago kind of a thing,
I,
that rationalization, justification, trying to minimize. But for her, it happened that second.
yep,
I just wrote that because I got chills when you said that. And that's the truth of that, even when something's happened in the past, when betrayed partner learns of it, it's as if it just happened because it's new information.
yep.
So it makes sense that it blew her into small pieces for a while.
Oh, a- and you have to understand too, I was the king of self-pity. See, that's that was a big problem of mine, which actually fed my addiction. You know, I could feel sorry for myself in so many ways. I could find I grew up poor. My father was abusive. I never got to do anything, and I mean, like the table was full of those excuses that allowed me to have pity on myself and just poor me. You know, um, which yeah, I could even say, I didn't get enough sex, so I needed it. I had a high sex drive. My wife, we had 5 kids, so you know that wasn't the problem. You know what I mean? But you can make
Oh
it
yeah.
a problem. You know what I mean? You can always find ways to say, "Oh man, poor me, poor me,"
Hmm.
and then and let me tell you, while I was alone, and I was alone for days, it hit me. It was like, wait a minute, um, it's not anybody else. It's you. Like the thing that fueled the pity was also finding things to attack and blame and point. Um, and I said, no, 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 it's you.